Mets Clay Holmes says surgery for fractured fibula an option. Open extended reactions and York. The thin silver lining for New York Mets pitcher Clay Holmes is that he most likely won't need surgery after fracturing his right fibular, but the right-hander is not completely ruling out the possibility. "I don't think anything is off the table really right now," Holmes said before Sunday's Subway Series finale against the New York Yankees. "I think we are still gathering opinions and whatnot. It doesn't look that way, but I think at this moment the training staff is still trying to gather as much as they can and see what's there. But like I said, it doesn't seem to be the case, but there's still some opinions being gathered on that." Holmes said any surgery would be to install reinforcement in the leg. "It ultimately depends on how the bone heals, as it typically takes 4 to 6 weeks but could vary." Mets manager Carlos Mendoza said Holmes will not be cleared to begin a throwing progression until he is pain-free and undergoes more imaging to ensure the bone is healed. "Holmes will need a spring training-like build-up before returning. I know there's times where you put guys on one knee on a chair to kind of get the arm going," Mendoza said. "I don't think that's going to be the case here." Holmes' setback lengthened the last-place Mets' already long injury list, which includes shortstop Francisco Lindor calf, first baseman Jorge Polanco Achilles/wrist, center fielder Luis Robert Jr., back, catcher Francisco Alvarez knee, infielder/outfielder Jared Young knee, right-handed starter Kodai Senga back, and left-handed reliever A.J. Minter lat/hip. Mendoza said the club will decide on Holmes' rotation replacement after Sunday's game. The options include moving Tobias Myers or Sean Manaea from the bullpen or calling up a starter. The team is also weighing whether to have Nolan McLean start Monday on regular rest or Tuesday against the Washington Nationals. Holmes' replacement would start the other game. "There's a lot going on," Mendoza said. Holmes suffered the fracture Friday when the Yankees' Spencer Jones' 111.1 mph comebacker ricocheted off his leg to begin the fourth inning. Holmes said it immediately harkened back to spring training in 2020 when, a week before the COVID shutdown, Nelson Cruz lined a ball to nearly the same spot, fracturing the same fibular. He recalled the leg immediately giving way. This time was different. He said he could still apply pressure on the leg. He thought he could still pitch, and after a visit from a team trainer, he continued. Holmes worked around a bases-loaded jam, getting Aaron Judge to fly out to end the inning. He said it wasn't until he tried jogging out to the mound for the fifth inning that he realized the injury was significant. "It continued to get worse the more I threw," Holmes said. "I felt confident I could get through the inning when I was coming off for the fourth, or I wouldn't have went back out there. But it just continued to get a little worse and worse." Holmes began the fifth by striking out Cody Bellinger before walking Jess Kishom Jr. to end his outing after 4 1/3 innings. He faced 7 batters after absorbing Jones' comebacker. It was the shortest outing of his standout season, having entered Friday's game with a 1.86 ERA while pitching into the 7th inning in 3 of his 8 starts. He knew it would probably be his last start for a significant period of time. "I was kind of expecting it," Holmes said of the diagnosis. "I wasn't too surprised by the X-rays. It caught me good. I had some hope there for a little bit, but the more I was continuing to throw on it, it was kind of continuing to get a little worse. Like I said, I had some history with it, and I kind of knew that it was probably not great." When he takes the mound next is unclear, as is Holmes' future with the team. If the Mets, already 8 games out of the third wildcard spot entering Sunday, are not within striking distance of a postseason bid, they could decide to move veterans before the org/3 trade deadline. Freddie Peralta, a free agent after the season, and Holmes, who is in the second year of a 3-year, $38 million contract, but has a $12 million player option that he will almost certainly decline, are the Mets' best trade chips. For now, they'll try to gain ground in the standings and avoid that scenario without their best starter this season. "I think just being on the sideline, it'll be tough to watch just because everyone in here wants to contribute, wants to be part of it," Holmes said. "Myself included."